Hello everybody, it's Saturday night, and of course on Saturdays we take a bit more of an in-depth look at Apxt. So of course, yes, we will be having a quick run over the charts over the past week, but realistically guys, in this one we're looking at the actual company itself, which is going to be Apxt once that merger is complete, and looking at why it may or may not be a decent stock buy. So of course we're going to be talking about all of the stuff, including what the company does and revenue forecasts for the company based on what we have been seeing in growth recently. So of course all of that kind of good stuff is coming up in tonight's episode. If it sounds like a plan guys, please leave a like and subscribe. It would be massively appreciated as we are trying to grow the channel. On top of that, if you want to come talk to us on Discord, link to our Discord is in the description. And with that being said guys, if you do want to become a channel member, it would help us out if you do appreciate these videos, so feel free to press that join button. With that being said, of course, I am not a financial advisor, so we are going to jump straight into the video and have a look at how this one has been moving very briefly before we move on to the other topics of this episode. So yeah guys, looking at the share price mainly over the past 5 days, we can see a lot of sell-off action. Now of course tomorrow on the Sunday we are giving a forecast into next week, but realistically guys, the sad situation with the stock is that the decline in action over the past week or so has really upset a lot of investors. A lot of people do wish to pull out of the share now, and to be fair, it's harsh to say, but I do kind of understand why. Personally, even myself thought this one was going to be quite hyped pre-merger, and don't get me wrong, there is still time for that, but looking at what we have been seeing, things aren't 100% going to plan in terms of what we did expect to see in this period. It is very unfortunate, but it doesn't mean it's all over yet. But it is kind of stagnant at the minute. Not necessarily a bad thing, because on the other hand, we probably will, and we definitely could see a lot of that growth post-merger if it isn't pre-merger. And of course, this is a very big company in its industry, so there is a lot of potential for that growth post-merger as well. So please don't be off-put by that. So basically, for the long term, if you are willing to hold out for the next few months until the merger is complete, definitely there is a lot of potential there to be buying the stock and to be seeing some decent growth. But in the next week, it is definitely hard to predict, but like I said, a bit more of an analysis on that is coming in tomorrow's episode. So now we are going to move on to what the company actually does. So guys, I've said it before, we're going to be saying it again in tonight's episode. Basically, this is one of the largest, if not the largest, Microsoft 365 type of cloud companies, basically. So of course, they do a lot of stuff on the cloud. We've talked about it before. They do a lot of data management, data migration, and also data protection. You can see here that they are trusted by a lot of different companies. Some of these you may know, some of these you may not know, but basically it just shows that, they have some decent customers on there. Honestly, I can recognize a few of these companies just by looking at the names, so it does kind of make sense that this is a well-trusted company, and we can kind of see this reflect in the revenue figures for this company, and of course the competitors subsequently. So of course this information is now coming from growjoe.com, and we can see that they are forecasting that this company will make 139.5 million this year, and of course that is a very significant amount, I do believe. And of course, if we are looking into the future again, there is definitely some big potential for the stock. Now of course, even looking at this one on their investor presentation, and of course we could do that in next week, so please, if you want to see me go over the investor presentation, please do tell me in the description and the comments. It would be massively appreciated, because we can definitely do that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff which is indicating big growth for this company in the future. So like I said guys, if you are going to be buying this stock, yes, it isn't looking too hyped pre-merger, and that could be the case up until the merger. I hate to say that, but it's not necessarily a bad thing at all, because if we think about this one guys, some of these stocks do get a lot of hype pre-merger and sell off, and some of these go the opposite way, get no hype pre-merger, and of course then get a buy up after that one is complete. So of course we could be seeing that action if we are lucky with this stock. But overall guys, if this one sits at $15 post-merger, I think that's going to be an extremely unlikely event, as I do see a lot of big potential in the company. Obviously growth figures are decent, revenue figures are decent, and of course the company itself is very well established, so the stock does really deserve to be above that $20 mark for sure, if not even higher. I've said it before, and I know it's quite a big comparison to make, but if we look at other companies in this industry like Snowflake and see where their stock prices, we can really see the big correlation in the difference in share price, and that kind of indicates to me at least that this share does deserve to be a bit higher than where it is right now. So with all that being said, guys, obviously things are looking quite down for this one right now. Things are looking quite flat. I do think we are going to see some decent growth, honestly, up until that merger date, but I don't think it may be as big as we first expected, unfortunately. So yes, whilst that is sad news, it's not necessarily a bad thing, as obviously we could see a lot of that growth post-merger. So the question is about a waiting game. Are you willing to wait until post-merger? If you are, yes, maybe it's still a buy. If you're not, and of course that is a worst case scenario post-merger, but if you're not willing to wait that long, perhaps there are some other SPACs, some penny stocks which you should definitely invest in instead. So of course, yes, there is still big potential, guys, but obviously we should be expecting to be waiting a bit longer and putting a bit more of a conservative estimate on that one for the short term, just to keep our expectations realistic, because of course the hype isn't really kicking in just yet. So of course, like I said, just to summarise, big growth still to be seen, hopefully, but maybe it's not coming as fast as we initially thought, but there is still some big room for that potential, like I said. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, please do leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye until then.